Well, now that we've taken a look at some of our theme gardens, I wanted to check on one of our permanent gardens, the culinary herb garden. And today I wanted to talk to you about an absolutely wonderful herb, which is tarragon. Now, tarragon is greatly valued in the culinary world, and it is used to flavor fish and poultry, and also to use in herbal vinegars because of its nice flavor. It actually has kind of an anise type flavor to it, and also it kind of numbs your tongue when you chew on it, and this is a very good herb to use in the kitchen. So it's nice to have one of these in your herb garden because to use tarragon fresh, you get the best flavor out of it. Now, tarragon is in the Artemisia family, which is the same family from some of our ornamental perennials that we have, such as Powis Castle and also Silver Mound Artemisia. And if you look at the growth habit of it, you can kind of tell that. Even though it doesn't have that silver color to it, it does have the long, narrow leaves. Now, if you want to plant tarragon in your herb garden, there are some things to watch, and it likes a full sun area with well-drained soil. Now, tarragon is hardy to zone 4, so it's not the winters that cause tarragon to die. It's actually the summers. Tarragon can have a hard time with a long, hot summer, which is what we have here in Oklahoma. However, our tarragon in this garden is doing quite well. And one of the reasons that it's growing well is that we mulch the root area during the summer, and that can help keep that from dying out in the summer heat. Now, if you're out looking for tarragon to plant in your garden, you're going to want to look for French tarragon, because there's actually Russian tarragon, but to use it in your dishes, it doesn't have the same flavor as French tarragon. Now, if you're out looking for these, French tarragon is propagated by either cuttings or divisions, so you're always going to get it as a plant. It has sterile seed, and so you won't find seed for this. However, you will find seed for Russian tarragon, and so you want to make sure that you get the French tarragon if you're going to cook with it. The other difference between French and Russian tarragon is Russian tarragon actually gets quite tall. It can get 5 feet tall and be very weedy in your garden, whereas the French tarragon only grows to be about 2 feet tall. And also, the Russian tarragon is actually a little hardier. However, if you're going to cook with it, you don't care whether it's hardy. You want that flavor. Now, to harvest this, one of the best things to do is just harvest the leaves as you need them. What you can do is just cut some sprigs off about 1/3 of the way down so that this can go ahead and grow down here, and this can actually help and keep it bushy, and just harvest these sprigs as you need them, and then what you'll use are the leaves here. Now, to preserve this, you can actually dry it by hanging it upside down. However, you'll get better flavor if you preserve it in white vinegar or if you freeze them. Now, you can actually, like I said, harvest the leaves as you need them, or if you need some big harvests off of this because you're going to go ahead and store it, you can cut it again about 1/3 to 1/2 down all the way off about 8 weeks after it comes up, or you set it out, and then again about 8 weeks later. And after that, you'll want to let it grow so that it doesn't get winter kill. Now, again, as I said, French tarragon has some trouble with our hot Oklahoma summers. So if you have had trouble growing this, but you would like that tarragon flavor, there is a substitute for that, and that is the Mexican mint marigold. Now, Mexican mint marigold is from Mexico, and it is hard to zone 9 and actually likes our long, hot summers. So you can actually plant this out in your herb garden or in a pot and use it instead of the French tarragon because, again, it has that nice anise flavor to it. So if you're thinking about putting an herb in your garden that you're going to cook with a lot, you might try the French tarragon or the Mexican mint marigold.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, there's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge, both classic and contemporary.